Hey there, it's Kelly from Use It Scrapbooking, and this month we're talking about pattern paper during our Pattern Paper Palooza, and we can't get through a month of talking about pattern paper without talking about organizing pattern paper, because we can't use it if we can't find it. Now, there are really about a million different ways that you can organize pattern paper, and everybody has a way that works for them, but I thought I would show you what works for me, and maybe that'll inspire you to find a way that works for you with your pattern paper. Okay, so this is where I have my paper and other items stored, or at least one of the areas. I'll give you this tour first real quick. These are all my pattern papers here, and you can see I have them mostly, generally, filed by color, and that's the predominant color that is in the paper. And when I file the paper, I look at it and decide what color it is that first attracted me to it and what color that I'm gonna go look for that paper in, so I can find it later. So I really think about how I'm gonna use it on the other side when I'm filing it. And so let me just give you a quick tour here. These are the reds and yellows and greens and oranges. So you can see that all the different red patterns. And see, like, that has a lot of green in it, but it's strawberries. And I was looking for strawberry paper. So if I'm going to look for strawberry paper, I'm going to look in the red section. So that's why I put that there. I got polka dots and gingham and all sorts of, there's some word paper and things in there as well. And so it's like that for each one. There's pinks and there's oranges, and again, there's a lot of white and gray on that one, but I know that I'm going to want to use this paper. I'm going to think orange when I'm looking for this paper, so that's what I put that there. Okay, and so then all the colors are here. We have green, and then we go to our blues and purples, and then you'll see here also where I have striped paper. And because not every paper is going to have one predominant color, obviously, I've pulled out a certain section that I store my stripe paper in, because I actually use quite a few stripes. I think that's a great way to bring a page together when you're using multiple patterns. If you can use a stripe with all of the similar colors in it, I think it really helps tie a page together. So this kind of offered two different solutions for me, because I look for stripes quite often, and also, you know, where do you file this one? Well, there's blues, there's greens, there's browns. So, you know, if I file it in stripes, I know that I'm going to look for that when I'm looking for a striped paper. That's what I'm going to want to find. So I have stripes, and then I have a couple other pull-out sections like that as well. I also have a section, I don't know if you can see that, of word paper and line paper, and there's even an animal print paper over there, because that was kind of a trend I was in for a while. But so yeah, so word paper, I know that I'm going to look for that style before I'm going to look for that color. And there's some things in there, some of those striped pieces that you get with journaling cards and borders and things like that are in there. And then the line paper here, line paper, I really use this quite often, actually, because I will use the line paper for journaling, and I'll cut out a journaling spot, maybe a circle or something like that from the lined or graph paper. So I actually use this quite a bit, and I might use it as a background as well, depending on what it is I'm trying to accomplish. But yeah, so that works for me. So there's colors, and then I have pull-out sections for the stripes, lined paper, and word paper. There's also the next section here, because you'll see that I have 5 main sections at the moment here. We have the colors, and then I also, some of these I pull out by theme. So I have travel paper, and since I have a travel paper fetish, I actually fill that up quite often. And then themed paper, and this is where I put like the school papers, fall, I think I have a baseball section, winter, you know, the papers that I'm going to go look for by theme. That's what I file there. And that's what I do with the travel paper as well. Like I said, I have a ton of travel paper, and so I know that if I'm scrapbooking a vacation, I'm going to look in the travel paper first, because I've bought paper specifically for those items. Okay, I wanted to show you one last section of pattern paper that I have sitting around. And it's these smaller vertical storage here. And as you can see, they're divided, like there's a basic gray one, My Fondest Memories album with scenic route, 70s paper and glitter paper. And I've pulled these out because, especially the fondest memories and the 70s paper, I'm actually holding on to those for certain pictures. And so I want to make sure that when I get to the pictures of my childhood that I have this paper already set aside, and that'll make it easier to make those decisions. And the same thing with the basic gray. There was a couple lines I bought for specific projects. So I pulled those out to make sure that I have them ready when I need them. Okay, so another thing that comes up a lot with pattern paper is there's always a scrap or two lying around. I organize the scraps almost the same way that I organize the full sheets, and that is I go by color. And this was a legal sized box that I got from Office Depot, and I wasn't looking for a particularly cute one, but I did find a cute one. And so it just holds your regular file folders, and I think I've stretched out the box a little bit. It's bowing a little bit, so you'll notice they aren't hanging on that side, but that's would probably work if I used up more of my pattern paper, which I'm trying to do, right? Okay, so anyway, so this is organized again by color. I got the red, orange, yellow, purple, blue, black, and all of those. And then, and I save all sorts of sizes here, really. Let's just open this one. So that's a pretty big piece there. And then I also save smaller pieces as well. And so I saved this specifically for the little squares in there, and there's a smaller piece of black. I don't save too many really small strips. I would say the smallest sizes I save are probably like 3 by 3. You know, or maybe a 2 by 8 inch strip if I use to print some journaling or something. And then also, if you go to the back here, you'll see I have the different themed papers again. So if it doesn't fit in a certain color, I'll probably put it back here with a pattern. So again, I have stripes, I have circles, because I seem to have a lot of circle patterns. So those are in there. And then I also have plaids. I don't have quite as many of those, but it seemed like a good section to have. And a plaid works for me the same way as a stripe. You can pull a lot of colors in there together. And there's the word papers, and here's all the different flowered papers. I have quite a few of those in there. And then I have just random patterns that didn't really fit with anything else. It either didn't go with a certain color or theme. So I have those random patterns in there as well. And then there's one back here that isn't even labeled, because this is real life people. And those are my lined papers or journaling cards. So I'll store some journaling cards back here. Let me pull some of those out. So there's all sorts of colors back there, but I know that if I'm looking for a lined piece of paper, I know that I can go right to that and hopefully find something that I can use. Okay, well, I hope that gave you some ideas on organizing pattern paper, and I hope maybe I helped you find a solution. And I'd love to hear how you organize your pattern paper, so leave something in the comments below and let me know, because we can all learn from each other. Thank you for joining me. Bye.